Hi guys, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the Porsche Network. I hope you're all managing to stay safe and, well, find a decent haircut. At the minute, I'm really struggling with that. This is not going to be one of those videos where the guy brags about how many Porsches he's got. I'm well aware that some of my Porsches are pretty low value, and to be honest with you, you can find, maybe a Ford Focus, a Nissan Micra or Toyota Priuses on the road out there which are worth more than my Porsche cars. And I really just wanted to share with you how much I paid for my cars and basically what they are worth now. It may give some sort of indication as to where the market is with these cars and what the current prices are. And before we do that, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss a single thing. You can also follow the Porsche Network on Instagram and on Facebook. And here's a quick game for you. Make a comment in the box below with your model of car, how much you paid for it and how much you think that car's worth now, based on the current listings which are on the, like things like Auto Trader. I'd be curious to know what the movement is on prices on your cars as well. So I'm going to kick this video off with my newest acquisition. This is my Porsche Cayenne 958. I bought this in January 2019. It's a 3-litre turbo diesel. It has 245 brake horsepower. It has a full service history and it's got about 105,000 miles on the clock. And actually it's a pretty well spec'd car. It's got the air suspension, it's got the sport design kit, it's got the Bose sound system and a lot of extras which actually mount up to about 15 or 16,000 pounds. And with regards to the price of this car, I paid £14,000 cash. I've traded in my Mercedes-Benz, which was valued at around about £4,000. So I've paid around £18,000 for this car. It's my daily driver. I use it every day, use it for work, family days out, loading my bike in and out. And it is, in every sense of the word, a multi-purpose vehicle. Now, as I bought the car in January 2020, we're in May 2020 now. So the prices of these cars really haven't moved at all. So I'm confident I could still go out and sell this car for around about £18,000. Next up, we're going to look at my Porsche Cayman 987. So you'll have to forgive me for two reasons. The first reason is that the car is absolutely filthy. It's as filthy as my ex-girlfriend. And secondly, I've got to keep the engine running on this car because I'm afraid that if I turn the engine off, it won't start again. The car desperately needs a new battery. Anyway, it's a 2006 Porsche Cayman S. It's the S model and it looks great in cobalt blue. It has 295 brake horsepower. It's lowered on 35mm H&R suspension springs. It's sitting on 19-inch lobster claw alloys. And do you know what? It's not really in your face. It doesn't really shout, look at me, but it does two things really well. The first one is it sticks to the road like glue, and the second one is, well, it puts a huge smile on my face when I'm driving it. Now, price-wise for this car, I paid £10,000 exactly in November 2018. It is a little bit rough around the edges. It was then, it still is now. It does have a couple of dents, a couple of scratches, a few poor body repairs, and it has high mileage at 125,000 miles, but none of these things affect the way it gets down the road. And if I was to sell this car today, I'm fairly confident I could at least get my £10,000 back, maybe a little bit more because I put a few modifications on. To be honest with you, this car gives me more than £10,000 worth of smiles when I drive it. So in all honesty, if somebody was to come and offer me £12,000 or £13,000, I would simply say no. So onto my Boxster 986. This is a car that is being given away on the channel once the channel hits 100,000 subscribers. And I'll be picking one at random. I'll be picking a winner from that 100,000 list at random. So make sure you've subbed to be in with a chance of winning this little car. It's a car which I couldn't bring down here today because it has no tax, no insurance, no MOT. So I'll be looking to get the MOT on that car done within the next few weeks, obviously, because we are getting closer to that 100,000 subscriber mark. So with regards to the car itself, it's a 2000 model. It's a 2.7 base model with, I think it's about 245 or 225 brake horsepower. I'll put it on the screen when I do get confirmation. It's got 122,000 miles on the clock. It is showing a few signs of age. It has a few less than perfect body areas. It currently, as I say, has no tax, insurance, MOT, so I can't take it out on the public roads, and it spends most of its time under this here cover. This is a really good quality cover, and if you want to maybe pick up a cover like this, I'll put a link to where you can get them in the description below this video. It's not an affiliated link at all. It's just a real good quality cover that works really well for the Boxster 986 and probably the 987s as well. With regards to the price of this car, I paid £4,000 in total, so £3,000 of that was cash, and I traded my little Mini, which was worth about £1,000. So all in all, we're saying £4,000. And actually, £4,000 for a Porsche convertible, that price is just way too low for the value of car that you actually get. If I was to sell this car with a full MOT, yeah, I'm fairly sure I could quite easily get my money back on that one. I could quite easily get £4,500, possibly even £5,000 for this car. I've actually had a few offers from a few viewers asking me if I'd actually scrap the competition and actually sell the car to them. One guy said he'd give me £6,000, which obviously wouldn't be the right thing to do, but somebody's going to get a great little summer sports car out of this competition. So now we're going to look at two of my previous 911s. Firstly, my 996 Carrera 4. It was my first ever Porsche and I paid £11,000 straight for that car. This was back in 2011. It was a 2001 model which looked great with selective GT3 styling kit, which I installed myself. Now when I bought it, it had about 89,000 miles on the clock, and I sold it in 2016 with about 99,000 miles on the clock. Now I still kick myself about this for two reasons. Number one is that, well, I wish I'd kept the car. I love the looks of the car, and it was obviously my first Porsche, so I wish I'd kept it. Number two, I stupidly sold it to one of these car buying places. You know, the ones that offer you pretty much next to nothing for your car, but I did have a new 991 coming. I'll talk about that in a second. Now I sold that car to the car buying company for £9,000 straight. However, I'm confident that had I kept a hold of the car, I'd quite easily be able to attract a price of around £13,000 or £14,000 for that car right now. The car was immaculate. It wanted for pretty much nothing. Now I still keep an eye out for this car, and if any of you guys know where the car is, or you've seen it kicking around your local club, please give me a shout. It'd be interesting to see some pictures of how the car's getting on. So the car that replaced the green 996 was a white 2012 991 Carrera S with 20,000 miles on the clock. It was in showroom condition. I bought it in 2016 for £61,000 from Porsche Center. Now it was a really nice car, but to me it never really felt like a proper sports car. It felt more of a grand tourer, you know, a car that you could turn up in a wedding to, going out for a meal or going out for some shopping. That's just my opinion, of course. It doesn't mean I'm right. Now I sold this car back to Porsche Center about a year later, and I made, I think it was about a £4,000 loss on it. Meaning that I'd effectively loaned that car for around about £330 a month. And when you put it like that, it's actually not too bad. Today though, if I was to go out and sell this car privately, I'd be looking at about £49,000 for a private sale. Or if I was buying it from a dealer, I'd probably be looking at about £52,000. Nice car though. I'll probably get another one at some stage when the prices are even lower. And finally, we've come to my favourite car, my 997 Carrera 4S in speed yellow. From the factory, it has a GT3 aero kit installed, and it still had that kit installed when I actually bought the car. Right now though, I've taken off the rear wing and I've put on a flat deck lid. It just goes with my personal taste at the moment, but I can put the original wing back on the car at any time. Now I paid £32,500 for this car back in July 2017. It had 50,000 miles on the clock. Speed yellow probably isn't to everybody's taste, but it is rare, and that means the price goes up just that little bit more. It's quite a high spec car actually. It's got the sport chrono, it's got the Bose system, it's got the PASM suspension, it's got a lot of fine details, and of course the one main thing, it has to be a manual transmission. Now trying to find another one of these cars, it's pretty much impossible. I challenge you, go onto your listings right now, try and find a 997 Carrera 4S in speed yellow with the aero kit from factory. I'll be waiting right here. Now the car currently has 58,000 miles on the clock. Looking at what else is available with this particular spec of car, but obviously in different colours, there are two available, one at £33,000 and one at £42,000. I'm pretty confident that I could sell my car tomorrow for around about £37,500. It's just a quick prediction of mine. It's not an actual valuation. Don't feel triggered if you think I've got that wrong, but do comment in the box below if you think you know what it might be worth. And one bonus Porsche for you, a lovely car that I got to drive last year, was a Porsche 918 Spyder. Price when new, round about £600,000. Cost right now, well, it's for sale for just over £1 million. A lovely bit of kit. It's worth more than my house and probably yours. So remember to make a comment in the box below with your specific car model, how much you paid for it and how much you think the car's worth now. I'd be really interested to know if you've made money on your car, or you think you've made money, or you think you're actually losing money at the moment. So if you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you can hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click the bell so you don't miss a single thing. You can also follow the Porsche Network on Instagram and on Facebook. I'll see you on the next episode.